I thought that success was all I needed. That's what was going to bring the happiness. Buying my mom a house, being the fame, the accolades, having people say, yo, you are the best in the game. I thought those would be the things that would bring happiness. And then when those things came, the happiness wasn't there. And I realized why that was. There was such an attempt to achieve these things and to keep going that you lose sight of the people and the blessings that you have around you.
You know, to each other, and they don't, right?
You have a lot of money.
It's up, yeah.
And
I have a lot of happiness, but that doesn't mean that the two equate to each other.
Has your happiness risen at the same amount as your bank account?
No. That's the thing. They don't
equate, or they're not tied in any way.
They're not tied to each other.
Wow.
I mean, it allows you freedom and it allows you to go places where you can smile and look at the sunset and things like that. That's what you choose to do and you enjoy to do.
Right.
But there are a lot of people with tons of money who are unhappy because either they become a prisoner of their money, right, or they become so consumed with getting money that they don't allow time for happiness.
I found that with depression, one of the most important things you could realize is that you're not alone. You're not the first to go through it. You're not gonna be the last to go through it. And oftentimes it happens. You feel like you're alone and you feel like it's only you and you're in your bubble. And I wish I had someone at that time who could just pull me aside and, hey, it's gonna be okay.
Look at Beyonce, for example. She is currently probably one of the most well-known music superstars of the generation. But with all that success and fame, she can look like this. Just like Michael Jackson, all the success in the world, but was deeply depressed. So many celebrities are in deep depression and commit suicide. But to the outside world, they seem like they have it all. It's because they have traded the life the Father has given them for the life that Satan dangled in their face. They've completely sold out to sin. But when nobody can see them, they are in need. That's like the son. He needed help. That's like you, which is why you know that you need to get right with the Father. Understand, the world won't give you what you need. And the problem is that we keep going back into the world for answers, but at the same time, keep moving ourselves further and further away from Elohim. The world's solutions are maybe sending you to a psychiatrist, or your friends want to take you to the clubs, or maybe you vegetate in front of the television, or you get in bad relationships, eat too much, many things. But what you really need is the Father. But you feel you are too far gone for him to receive you. So you go to other sources that you hope will fill the void you have in your life. The thing is that there is no other option, and you realize it. So now you want to come back to the Father. The prodigal son started thinking about others that worked for his father. And though they were just hired servants, they were in need of nothing. They all had what they needed. But he was away from all this, and he wished that he could have those things that they had freely. That's because the Father gives us all the things that the world can't provide. Feelings of love, joy, peace, happiness, and patience. That true peace that passes all understanding. You can only receive this from the Father. And that's why you know that you need him. Because you have gone out into the world and thought that giving your life to the world would reap the same happiness that those who are not of this world, those who are dedicated to the Father, you thought that the world would give you that same happiness. But it does not. Yeah, you have more money, you have more experiences, but the things that make life so great, you cannot find. That's because you are far from the Father, and you have misused what he has blessed you with. That's your life. Now, the prodigal son realized all of this. He was desperate. He was coming back to his father and asked to be treated like one of his hired servants. He humbled himself and went back home. The son's words represent the confession of a sinner. He was going to his father to say, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and in your sight, and am no longer worthy to be called your son." You must understand that the son knew he was wrong, and he would do anything to be right with his father. He knew that he sinned, and he felt he was not worthy to be called his father's son. Just like you may feel that you have sinned so greatly that you are not worthy to be called the child of Elohim, that you are not worthy to be redeemed. Understand what the son understood, and that is that he sinned and he must come back home. He had to humble himself and come back to his father. And that is what you must do. You must humble yourself. Get down on your knees and repent. You must speak to the Father and ask for forgiveness. Be humble and don't hide from him. He already knows. He is just waiting for you. What did Joshua say the father did when the son came back? He said he was still a great way off, but his father saw him and had compassion and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. Then his son repented. His father said to his servants, "Bring out the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and sandals on his feet. And bring the fatted calf here and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." And they began to be merry. His father was overjoyed that his son was coming back home. He didn't come back to him and reprimand him. He didn't give him a long lecture and make him prove himself. He didn't make him feel bad for wasting what his father gave him. His father saw him coming from far off and ran to him and embraced him. Joshua told this story because this is what our Father does for us. He is not waiting to tell you how bad you were and how ashamed of you he is. He wants to tell you that he loves you and forgives you. You are back home and it's time to celebrate. You were lost, but now you are found. The prodigal son wasted all of his possessions. He wasted all that was given to him. He did horribly with what was given to him. He could do no worse. What he was given, he lost and treated it like it did not matter and they were not important, though his father gave it to him. That's probably where you are. You've given your life to sin and don't feel that you are redeemable because you've done too much and gone too far. But that is not true. The Father is waiting to run to you with open arms. He is just waiting to see that you are coming to him. Do not run from him. That is your mistake. I don't care what you've done and how far you've gone in the world. He is calling for you, and you can and will be redeemed if you allow yourself to be. Now, I'm not going to lie and tell you that you will not experience struggle and hardship. Like after you repent, things will just get better and you will not have problems. That is not true. But what I can promise you is that he will give you all that you need to get through it if you trust in him. He does not promise a life without struggle, but he promises that he will be with you through it all and will take care of you. Our Father has immediate acceptance for us that have sinned against him, but now want to come home and be right with him. You just must be humble and sincere.